Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Dream Conversations Week 3. My name is Beverly Brown, Dr. Beverly Brown, and I am the Dream Steerer. And a Dream Steerer is the person that steers you towards your God-given goals, dreams, and vision, which part of what I'm doing with these AI conversations is to help people to achieve their dreams and find out how AI is affecting everyone. So this particular platform, and week 3 is what we're in, is understanding artificial intelligence and what it may mean for our lives. In a nutshell, this is just going to be a simple conversation, mainly presentation part at the front, because I have to give you a lot of information, and then we're going to have conversations afterwards. And this is how it also, having these conversations is how it affects our dreams. And now I even changed the word to reality because we're going to be dealing with something so phenomenal. It's going to make us question what's real and what's going on in the world versus what we see versus what we think we see. So this is conversation 3, Tuesday, Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. And if anyone wants to go to my website, it's creativeconsultingdreams.com to learn a little bit more about it. And I hope I'll have all of this, maybe even posted on that. And this will also be on YouTube. So thank you for being here. And we're going to proceed on. It allows me to. So my first part, all right, it already skipped 3 screens. We're going to go right back. So I've already prayed before the session, and as I always do, because I don't start anything before prayer because God has to lead it. And I also want to give a disclaimer up front about these conversations we're going to have, just to let you know that I am not an AI or ChatGPT expert, and I just added the word yes because I'm getting more and more in tune to this every week, and I think I am going to take it to the next level, and I hopefully will become a ChatGPT or AI expert. So I'm not here to challenge anyone's beliefs, whether they're positive or whether they're negative. It's not about the challenge. It's just about getting the information to you so you can make judgment calls. But I will also provide feedback as to what I know about it. So I'm here to help you learn, to share, and to grow together. That's the purpose of a conversation, to have it cohesive, to have it together. And I did use AI tools like ChatGPT to research this information. And I'm telling you, without ChatGPT, this presentation would not be ready right now due to what it helps you to do, which is to save time. And I created it on Canva in case anybody wants to know how it was created, because I'm very, very inquisitive too when it comes to people presenting things. I want to know how they created it. And this is for informational and educational purposes only, not for me to make judgment calls, but it's just for you to gather the information. And this third conversation, we're still going to do the same thing we always said, to provide more information about AI, ChatGPT, Claude, synthetic AI, which is going to be the topic of discussion right now, and it's already mind-boggling what I found out just researching this. So hopefully we're also going to gather questions, comments, and concerns and feedback from you guys, from you in the audience, from you on YouTube, if you decide to watch it on YouTube and leave comments about it. On live, though, we hope to get some feedback right now to find out what it is that people are thinking and learning or seeing as far as ChatGPT and AI is concerned. And this conversation is not to create fear. Let me say that again. It is not to create fear. As a matter of fact, it's to combat fear so that we won't fear what's going on, because this is what is causing a lot of people to think that they're fearing what's going on, but you need to understand what's going on so that you don't fear it. So that's going to bring your understanding and awareness. So the goal is to help us think clearly in a rapidly changing world, which is, I'm telling you, beyond mention. So as a quick, very, very quick recap from the last 2 weeks. All I'm doing is recapping a couple pages because I have a lot of information to give everybody. So last week, and what we discussed over the last 2 weeks was what artificial intelligence is, how AI is already being used, how AI learns information, We had a conversation about ChatGPT versus Claude, two separate entities of AI, and the importance of human responsibility, which is the biggest highlight, the importance of how we as humans play a role in that. The key reminder, as it says, AI is a tool. People still decide how it is used. And that's it in a nutshell for that. So we went over what's called a mind map. And like I said, I'm just going to brush through these because these are from the last few weeks. You're going to need to go back to my YouTube channel and look at the other 2 weeks in order to get the full information. But these are just snapshots of what we talked about. Artificial intelligence combines several key fields of technology, which is technology, the function part, the computing part, and the robotics part. The technology is the language itself, the functions of what it does, the computing aspect of it, because it's all a huge computer. And now, of course, you're going into robotics, which is now the actual thing of building robots to do to now function through AI. The human role in AI, ChatGPT, even though AI is powerful, humans are still at the center of everything. People design AI systems, people train the systems, people decide how the technology is used. And we are that people too, not just the ones that's behind building it. We're the ones that deciding how we're going to use the technologies based on what we want to use it for. So with that being said, AI should remain a tool that serves humanity, not the other way around. And just to let you know, it is a machine learning. It's a machine that's learning. It allows AI systems to improve over time because it's a machine that's constantly learning because it's improving from what it's getting through sensors, which is data collection, and also through algorithms, which everybody's been hearing about algorithms, which is the mathematical formula that they use for processing everything. Like I said, the detailed information is on the first 2 weeks slides. So the more data a system processes, the better it becomes at recognizing patterns. And I'm going to say that again. The more data a system processes, the better it becomes at recognizing patterns, which is the same thing as if we were to read 1,000 books. The more books we read, the better we're going to become at recognizing patterns and what's going on in our life. So just imagine a computer being a huge computer, just reading a lot of information and learning as it goes along the way. I want to re-emphasize the natural language processing part, which is something called NLP. This is what allows the computers to understand, and I underscore the word respond. So now they not only understand what you're saying, they're able to respond to what it is that you're saying. And like I said last week when I used the Google example, is that when we used to use Google, we go in and we Google it. Google would shoot out the information, but it wasn't giving us a response as far as a conversation was concerned. It would just give you that, you find out the information, and you wrote down what Google told you to do, but you didn't ask it a question back in order for it to respond to what it is that you asked it. This is the difference between a natural language processing system. It answers questions, it explains the concepts, it helps you to write content, which, oh my God, it helped me to write so much content. It's been helping me so much. And it assists with research. It's a big Google in so many ways. It's huge. It's just assisting with all the research you need. Before, we used to have to read Encyclopedia Britannica, Google everything. Well, right now, it assists you with the research, and it assisted in such a fast, more productive way. So for artificial intelligence is growing rapidly. Technology alone does not shape the future, but people do. So the question for each of us is, how will we choose to use these tools in our lives, our work, and our dreams? So, with that being said, we're going to move on to week 3. I want you guys to catch weeks 1 and 2 on my YouTube channel, which is Creative Consulting Dreams Inspirational Talk Show. Look for the one that says Dream Conversations. I will have them numbered. And that should be how, probably going to have all of the faces of each of those conversations to look the same way. And I'll have the sessions numbered so you'll know which one it is on YouTube. Week 3 conversations, like I said, we got a lot to cover. And like I said, I do not plan on being here over an hour. So I'm going to run through it as rapidly as I can, catch as much as you can. And there was so much more I could have put. It was crazy. I would need a whole nother session for it. So previously we explored AI as a tool. This week we explore AI becoming how to create. So think of it as you just take a screwdriver. A screwdriver is just a tool itself that it's doing itself, that you're utilizing it to do what you want it to do. But now AI is creating the tool. So now it's creating the screwdriver to do what it needs to do, which is a whole nother aspect. And that's why synthetic AI is starting to be the most powerful thing that's coming along, but also the most confusing. So that's why I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. Understanding the synthetic AI versus the discernment in a now big and huge digital world, which is what it's turning into. What is synthetic AI? Synthetic AI refers to AI generated or AI manipulated content. Notice the word manipulated. This includes images, video, voice, music, the digital avatars we've seen, the deep fake content. And I'm going to get into each aspect of each of those. But this is so powerful, it's beyond mention. And we've already been seeing it, but we just never knew it was called synthetic AI. All that means it can look and sound real, even when it actually isn't. Scary. So, what is synthetic AI? For images, it can create images. AI generated photos of people who actually don't exist. And I want you guys to keep in mind what you've already seen, that you know it was an AI generated picture or a movie or something that you know they didn't exist at the time, especially the ones they're showing of dead people right now as they're walking around and they're looking like they're right there. That is an AI generated synthetic AI manipulation that was done. Because the people are no longer here. They're past. Or they just even never existed. They're even thinking of people that they can create just from descriptions. So that goes from professional created headshots to models online. These are all completely AI. And as you can see, the AI face on the left, can you really tell which one is the difference than the face that's on the right? It's getting so good, you can barely tell which one is real. It can look real even when it isn't. That is the images. There is now AI videos, synthetic videos. These are what they call deep fake videos of celebrities, politicians, speakers saying things they never said. So now they can manipulate it and make it seem like a person is speaking and it's not really them. And I want you guys to think about what you've seen already and be able to discuss that at the end about what celebrities or politicians or speakers that you've seen. It's like, I think that's really them saying this. This is going to be so hard, but I'm going to give you some samples to help you to figure these things out. So these are videos where some people appear to speak, but they never actually recorded it. It's amazing. And I want you to think about what you've seen that you know this person wasn't the person recording what they said. It can look and sound real even when it isn't. Also for voice, now it can actually clone the voice to sound exactly like yourself. It could be someone calling you sounding like a family member or even a public figure. And I will give you a prime example. Just saw it on Facebook. The father said he's in the house with his daughter, and he heard his daughter in the room saying, "Okay, Dad, I'll be right there." And he's walking to her. He's like, "Who are you talking to?" She's like, "I'm talking to you. You're on the phone telling me to come to the front door." He's like, "No, I'm right here, and my phone is on the counter." Someone had actually called his daughter using his voice, telling his daughter to come to the front door to open the door. This is how scary things are getting. They can clone your voice. It can look and sound real even when it isn't. I'm gonna keep saying that over and over. Also for synthetic AI, music. You have AI generated songs using famous artists' voice. They are using voices like Drake, Beyonce, but they didn't create the music. They can manipulate music as well. It's getting to be so horrible out there. It's like we're not going to know what's real, but hopefully some of the things that I tell you a little bit later is going to help with that, which is the purpose of this one being so more important than even talking about ChatGPT and Claude. This synthetic AI is really taking things to a whole nother level. Digital avatars. These are AI generated influencers or presenters. Now you have people that are actually on TikTok and everything else. They're influencers and they're social media people. They post daily, but they aren't real humans. So haven't you seen an ad saying buy this, buy that, purchase this, purchase that, but then you kind of looked a little bit closer and it's like that's not even a real person. These are digital avatars that they're creating now. Deep fake content, videos, images altered to mislead. Someone actually sent me a deep fake content of, actually, it was a man telling me who he was and sent an actual video, says he wanted to prove who he was. And I saw it was deep fake. It's like, oh my God, you went through all this trouble to fake a video? And I knew it wasn't right. So these are edited interviews or speeches that can change meaning or context because now you have these videos and they're altering what's being said, even though the person's face is right there looking at you. And it was the person's face, but I knew it wasn't the words. Scary. So back to what is synthetic AI. Put that picture back up there. The key thing is none of this is science fiction anymore. This is already happening, people, happening every day. And that little picture on the side, well, it shows you the deep fake again and the real, show you that picture again. And then that one on the side is actually a video that I saw on Facebook that a man was advertising saying AI is dead. And that video, that picture was actually talking and saying all the words, even though it's just an obvious fake picture, but it was projecting actual words as it was speaking, as if a cartoon was doing it. It was just amazing. So, in a nutshell, ChatGPT versus Claude versus synthetic AI, just real quick notes. ChatGPT, mainly for conversation based information. It's a conversation based assistant based on the conversation that you're having back and forth with it. Helps you with writing, ideas, and learning, which is also saving you time because it knows or it understands what it is that you're asking it for, and it's giving you back that information just like you were having a conversation with it. Versus Claude is more of a structured AI assistant and is stronger for reading, summarizing, and clarity. Finding out about Claude, which I have not used Claude at all, is it can actually process more information than actually ChatGPT can. It can collate emails. It can do so much stuff. It's just ridiculous. You can just put Claude in and it'll take off and be your actual office. It'll be your secretary, your executive, it'll be your marketing person, it'll be everything because it can actually take and build the system from what you give it and say, this is what you can use to make your company or your business better. It's amazing. And then there's the synthetic AI, which focuses on creating media, video, voice images. And it's not just answering, but now it's generating realistic experiences. Versus ChatGPT and Claude, where it's responding, synthetic AI is actually creating it itself. Scary to even be thinking about that, but it is. So why does this matter? Because we are moving from a space where AI is helping us, was helping us just to think, but now it's also shaping what we see and believe. And each part of Chat, Claude, uh, the synthetic, they're all different entities and people building it as, because when I went into research this, I even asked ChatGPT, where does all this begin? I have so much more information. It's crazy as far as behind the scenes and how this all started. So why it feels real? Because it can learn the patterns from millions of examples that we're constantly feeding it. So when you're getting something and it's asking you, do you want this? It even wants your fingerprint now. It even wants you to say things a certain way. All of this, these are patterns that it's constantly collecting every time we're on, every time we're on the phone, every time we're doing something. It'll copy our tone, voice, and facial expressions. That's why right now it can build the faces now where they actually look real. It's constantly improving itself. Generate content quickly. When I tell you quickly, it's in a matter of seconds. That is the best part about that. And blend real and artificial information. And that's where it also gets scary. But the results of that is it can feel very convincing when you put all of this together. And that's where things are headed right now. So the benefits of synthetic AI, and I think I have a few more slides before we can get into the conversation. Synthetic AI can be used for good, and that's education and training, creative storytelling, translation and accessibility, marketing and media production, which it is already doing. The result of that, yeah, is helping people to create faster, which is everybody that I'm talking to now. I even started the AI Summit with Tony Robbins and Dean Gracioso. I was at work today. I could only watch a part of it, but it's a 3 day conference that they're doing, explaining the parts of AI and how you can use it towards your daily life, which is going to be phenomenal because it can be used for good and it should be used for good. But here are the potential risks. And these are real concerns for us every day. Yes, there is some misinformation. Yes, there are deep fakes. Yes, there is identity misuse, scams, and fraud. We're experiencing this all day already, everybody. And emotional manipulation. This one is so, I don't want to keep using the word scary. It's just frightening to the level of it. And I want to give you one quick example that I was maybe a month ago. I kept seeing on YouTube where it says, because of everything that was happening, oh, it was somebody died and so Jesus or something and came back to earth and he said, this is what they said, what would happen. And it went into detail. It's in New York. You're going to get a tsunami. In another part of the world, this is going to happen. It was even giving dates. And this was right there on YouTube with a person just saying this for emotional manipulation. And it got to the point like, oh my God, if we didn't know that, of course, God says that no one knows the end of the earth except him. Where you would be saying, oh my God, I better go watch out for these dates. If it's somebody that doesn't know the Bible or somebody that doesn't know that no one can predict that, then they would be falling for this. Thinking that, oh my God, July the 23rd, it gave you exact dates as far as something was going to happen for that city. It was crazy. So that's why you're creating false narratives in order to manipulate and put fear into people over the things that they're doing. The thing is that they can't do it. So this is where discernment is key. In this new space, we must ask, please put on your discernment caps and question things now. Is this real? Who created this? What is the intention of it? Like that's the one that they said that some person died and he came back, and the intention was to put fear in you about the end of the earth. And am I reacting emotionally or thinking clearly about it? All of these things you have to actually stop and say to yourself as you're reading it, wait a minute, something is not right. That should be your discernment itself. When it says it and they look at it, you have to question it now. There's no doubt you have to practically question everything because not everything you see online is true. Not everything emotional is real. And I love the last part. It says, not everything that sounds and appears spiritual is of God. Because now they're using the spiritual aspect because more and more people are more spiritually led these days. So now they're actually using that aspect to get to people. And how this affects our dreams, this becomes personal for us because now this is a distraction. It can delay your purpose. And at some point, I think it was delaying my purpose. It's like, I don't even know if I want to do Dreamster Academy. Suppose people are so far ahead of Claude, I mean, of ChatGPT that they may not want to do the academy. Do I still want to show things in the future as far as where it is we're going? These are distractions that keep you from thinking forward to whatever your purpose or dream is because it's like, well, why should I do this if this is going to happen? Fear can stop your movement, and it will, and it does. Fear will stop you in your tracks. Like, well, I'm afraid to move on. Why should I do this? Because I don't see there's a future in it. And it's all a lie. Confusion can cloud your direction. We should be doing what God tells us to do, doing the plans that we need to do, having the vision that we have, and proceeding with that no matter what. Because your dream requires clarity and focus. And as long as you have the fear in the back of your mind that something else or something distracting you, then you will not be able to move forward in what it is that you're dreaming about and what your purpose is. A few more slides. Oh my God. Yeah, 7:35. We're good. So practical protection is what can we do? First thing, pause before sharing content. And I think I shared content to somebody and I didn't double check it. I don't know if Savannah Guthrie's mother had been found. Someone had written that she'd been found and that the uncle had murdered her, and she hasn't been. So anyway, you got to verify your sources. You don't react to everything you see. Stay grounded in truth and in faith. And you have to use AI as a tool, not as a truth source. Because a lot of things, like I said, when I was using ChatGPT, it told me certain things, but I also knew what I wanted it to say as far as what I was expressing. So I used it as a tool to grasp the information, but then I also took and used it the way that I needed it to provide the information the way I wanted to present it. So use it as a tool, don't let it use you. And the questions to ask when you see a powerful content online, think to yourself, where did this come from? If you have to go back, I think Wikipedia and various other things that we used to use a long time ago, not a long time ago, that we constantly use, check that information, check another source. Uh, Even going to, oh, I don't want to say triple B. What's it called when you're going to go check all your information on when you're getting the A rated? Why can't I think of that name? Better Business Bureau, Triple B, that's what it is. Better Business Bureau, those types of places. Different things you have to verify the information from. Wikipedia, things that we always count on. And what is it trying to make us feel? Is it trying to scare you? Is it trying to trigger something in you? Is it causing you to have fear or anxiety? These things you want to stop and ask yourself. What's that trigger? What is it trying to do? What is it trying to get you to manipulate you to think about? So what does this mean for us? We don't have to master AI. We just need to understand it, use it wisely, stay aware using your discernment and stay grounded. So it's not like any of us, anything has changed as far as AI is concerned, except that we have to get a little bit more aware of what's going on and educate ourselves and be more conscious of what's going on around us. So now we're going to open the conversation for everybody else to see what everybody has to say. As far as what I presented, there's a few more slides that's going to help you to understand about discerning these, but I want to hear what everybody has to say if you have anything to say at this time. One of them being, who has seen an AI generated content that you question? Something in the back of your mind is like, oh my God, I can't believe that's so. I have an example, but I want one of you guys to maybe speak up and say what it is. Everybody come off mute. All right, let's try to make this an open conversation.
What did you say, Beverly?
It says, who has seen an AI generated content? I'm sure everybody has seen it.
Oh, like
And
pictures
wanted
and
to know which one was very disturbing to you.
uh, uh, I, I really haven't. I don't really look at stuff like that.
You may not even know it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about for it to be.
Exactly.
You said for it to be disturbing. I haven't seen anything that I thought that was, not me. I haven't. Only thing I see is a lot of flyers, a lot of pictures, just people putting stuff up on social media knowing that it's not that person's body or that person's picture and making crazy remarks about it, and the person didn't even have that picture taken like that. It's crazy. So
That's
even, but
disturbing.
you know what, it's a lot of people also, they write in books, and it's not even them who's writing the book, they getting AI to write the book, and you can tell between if it's that person writing that book or if it's AI written. And so a lot of people are doing that now too. They're coming up with all these books and what they call it. I can't even think of what I'm trying to say. PowerPoints, all kind of stuff they coming up with. And if you know that person and they come up with like that, you know that it's AI. It's not that person, it's AI. But
So
this,
you're
but this,
saying they automatically do that, or I'm not understanding.
what I'm seeing, which part of it, the book or what, or the PowerPoint or the pictures, which one,
um,
or all of it?
the yeah,
How you doing
I'm
today?
not I'm not understanding. Are you saying that AI is writing books for people and the people don't know?
Yeah, but they're putting it. They're just telling AI what they want to put, and they just the AI just tell them what to do, and they just put it in a book, and it's saying this is them. This is
Well,
who
that's
wrote the book. Angela Jones wrote the book, but AI helped her.
oh, but
So
that's what it's used for. That's
yeah,
what I
but
thought.
it's adding stuff in it that you never added into it. So you Angela Jones said, "Oh, okay, that sounds good, AI." But is it really what you went through, or what you wanted in that book, or is something just added good that you think that you're going to get a sale for it?
I maybe I'm just, I don't understand, but that's the purpose of it. Once AI writes it for you, you decide whether or not it represents who you are, if I'm on the right track.
Yeah, I don't think that's right though. I That's me. That's my own personal belief of it. I'm not saying if somebody wants AI to write a book and they do it, they can. But I'm just saying what is going on now. You know, you if you know a person, right, and you know how they are, and all of a sudden they come up with this book, and you reading this book. This book don't even sound nothing like this person. This is AI. This is not Angela Jones.
No, no, I
My
understand
question,
what you're saying.
my
Yeah.
question for you, Miss Ethel, did she write it as a book that was a biography, or was she writing a book
No, no,
to
I'm
do?
just using this for an example. I'm not talking about no specific person, but
Okay, well,
I'm just saying how AI is coming in. Even when you get ready to do your what they call it at work, your yearly what they call it,
review, annual
Evaluation
review,
or
evaluation.
right?
This lady came to me, she's like, "Oh, I don't have to do anything. I let AI do it." I'm like,
Hmm.
"What?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "AI did everything for me." She's like, "This is what you have to do." After I said, "No, I don't want AI rating my evaluation because AI don't know nothing about me, and I can write my own evaluation better than AI. Trust me."
And you're right in that sense, Ms. Ethel,
Yeah, I just.
because what and like I said, we there are tons of specifics that we get
Mhm.
into, and I'm going to hit the first one you said about the girl that you said this is not. Well, you said you were talking about a person, but were you really talking about a person that you actually saw they wrote a book, or were you just giving that as an example?
I was giving an example, but yeah, I'm giving this as example. I will call no names and I will call out no books. But yes, no, I would
Yeah,
not do
because
that.
there
I
are
would
books.
never do that to somebody, call out a person's name or something like that. But yeah,
Oh, and I wasn't asking for specific. When you said you
and
knew somebody, I wanted to know that you actually saw this book and you knew that that wasn't the person. And
yes,
was it an autobiographical book, or was it a book just
uh,
creating a book about a story? Because that's two
it, it
different
was
things.
it was about a story that she had,
Okay,
and
because
and so her uncle, this person's uncle, told her, wow, that's, he even had questioned her about it. So,
so
um,
my main thing is, was she saying this was a book about her life, or was she saying she was creating a story? And did she name it after herself, or did she name it something else? Because it's two different things.
yeah, she named it after, it was something about herself.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
Because
But
there's
yeah,
a difference between an autobiography that you're writing about yourself versus you're writing a book and you wanted to
Beverly, Beverly,
portray that.
Beverly, I know that, right?
Oh,
I know
I'm
about
just elaborating on
that.
what you're saying.
Know that. But
Okay.
anyway, yeah, so I'm just saying that, you know what? Me personally, I don't really care for AI, and I know it can help people do some things. It's getting people up to where they need to be at. But some of this stuff that AI is done, I don't want no parts of it. I'm just gonna pray about it and keep it moving.
Okay. And that's
Because
why
this
we're
is
having this
AI is
conversation.
not of God. Trust me.
And everybody has, like you said, that's why we're having this
Yeah.
conversation.
Yep, AI is not of God, and I don't. Mm-mm.
All right. Miss
Some,
Lizzie,
I
did
should
you
say, some of the
go ahead?
things, some of the things, I should say. I shouldn't say everything, but
Right.
like you said, you have to have a discernment of certain things when you start dealing with AI,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
it will definitely take over you if you let it.
And
And
that's
I
that big
don't think,
word. If you let it, if you choose to.
if you let it, and so if you don't have that word, and you don't have God and all of that stuff to know, and have a discernment to know what is good and what is bad, you're gonna get hemmed up in some stuff that you ain't gonna be able to get out.
All right. That's why we're having this conversation so everybody can get it out what they're feeling about it. Miss Lizzie, did you want to say anything? And because I don't want to comment on all of the parts of it, but back to the part about um her writing her what do you was her annual. If she put the information in that was about her, it can spew the information out into one without her having her to retype it. So I just want to say that part, but it has to have her information in it. So that's the difference between writing those things. But I certainly feel what you're saying, Ethel, as far as doing your own analysis itself.
Yeah. So that means
Exactly.
That means that you're taking everything about yourself and you're feeding it into a system of AI so it can build another Ethel for all I know. You giving them all your information.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, you telling them where you work at, you telling them all these where you have worked at, what you do and everything.
Information
They
is
can build a
already in.
whole nother person.
Yeah. And the thing is all that information is already online. All it is
Mhm.
doing is taking that information that's already online and spewing
Right.
it out. So every time they even type anything about you, all of that's online, and that's where they're
Mhm.
retrieving the information
Mhm. Yeah.
from. That's how it's all coming together. So it's already out there already.
Yeah, AI is the government. Come on now.
Ms. Lizzie, did you have something else
Right.
you wanted to say?
But that's a whole different conversation, Beverly.
Oh, like I said, this could go on and on, honey. This is why we're having a conversation because I want to hear what you have to say.
Mhm.
Definitely. Anybody else want to elaborate on it? All right, because you just brought some things out. It's like what concerns you the most. You just said what concerns you the most is that it's recreating who you are. And trust me, that information is already out there anyway. And how do we stay informed about becoming fearful without becoming fearful? You have to just stay informed and be on top of it. And like you said, Ethel, if you choose not to let that be a part of it, then don't worry about it. Uh, if that's something you choose to do, then that's the choice you make as far as AI is concerned. That's why everybody has choice. That's why God gave everyone a choice to do so that you can make something that's informed just for you based on what it is that you know and what you feel and what you discern.
Mhm.
Anybody else want to elaborate on that conversation? Because, like you said, that could go on again and again and again. So, I have some things that I want to bring up, and it says how to discern what's real versus fake. And this is not 100%. This is just saying in a very, very relaxed way of saying this is what you need to do. You need to check your sources and ask, so where did this information come from? If your mind is saying, oh, that doesn't sound right, maybe I better check another source, then that's what you should do. You need to pause before reacting. That's another thing. Like I said, the other thing that I was writing about the man, he died and said he came back, and I'm like, okay, that triggered emotion in me, and I instantly started reading more and more about it. But then after a while, it's like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound true. But I had to take a while to understand what was going on with it and say that no, this isn't real. And you got to look for confirmation. Can you verify it from multiple sources? And sometimes it's going to take multiple sources to verify that information. You got to examine the details. Does anything feel slightly off? Like for deep fake, this person that sent this deep fake video, his lips were not moving in conjunction with what the words were doing. Eyes didn't blink. Various things, stuff like that. These are things we have to start paying attention to. And it's not to say that we're all going to be um, privy to this or it's not going to happen to our lives every day. But if you come up on it, you'll at least know that's what it's about. It says watch for urgency. If it says, oh, you better get this now, you better buy this before 2 weeks happen, you better buy this before it sells out, you better do this, you better do that. If it's calling for urgency, question it. Why is it saying that you have to buy something so fast, or you have to purchase this, or you have to do something so fast? Why do you have to react so quickly? Know what AI can do, which is number 6. It can do voices, it can do videos, and it can do images. It can do all of that now. And number 7 is your discernment. Does it bring clarity or confusion? If it's not clear, then that's your discerning spirit telling you, hey, something is not right, and you may want to look into it further. Use your discernment, not just logic. And the other things you want to question, like I said, we're getting to the end of this, is like, does this align with the truth? Or is it just based on emotion? Does it bring clarity or is it confusion that's bringing it to your attention? These are all points that you want to think about. Um, before you spread the word, before you talk to somebody about it. It's like, wait a minute, let me find out what it is. Just like what you do, Ethel. It's like, hey, that doesn't sound right to you. Hey, use your discernment about that. So does it inform or manipulate you? If it pressures you to react quickly, you might want to slow down. We're not going to catch everything, but we can't stop reacting to everything. Use your spiritual anchor and just pause for a minute and just say, oh, wait a minute, this just doesn't sound right. Because discernment is not just about intelligence, it's about being grounded enough to be easily moved. And I want to have scriptures for all of these things that I said on the left. I just haven't had time for it. But 1 John 4:1 says, Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. And that's just one of the scriptures. There's a scripture for each of those things I said on the left. I just haven't had time to put it in there. But yeah, all of this is biblical. All of this is related to what's going on in the Bible itself. So these are the things I just wanted to bring to your awareness. So AI is not here to replace you. It is here to assist you, however you want to believe it. Is everybody still there? Yeah. But it will only be as powerful as the person using it, should you decide to use it.
Oh, Beverly, you said that
Yes,
it's not here to replace us. It's only here to assist us.
yes.
Okay. In some aspect it is, because that can go like 50-50, because
Mm-hmm.
some people jobs are being replaced by AI.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Yes, I
so
certainly understand.
that's replacing somebody.
The and the part about replacing jobs is because, like you said, it's not to when I say you, I meant the physical you. A
Oh,
job
okay.
is a
Not
job.
okay.
Replacing
Okay.
it can't replace you.
Oh, never,
It's here to
never.
assist you. That's where that, yeah, that's why I want to clarify that. It
Yeah.
can't replace who Ethel is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It can't replace your job,
It can
but it
replace my
can't
job.
replace Ethel.
Right, exactly.
So
Yeah.
let's clarify that. That's what that's about.
Okay.
Right. So, but it will only be as powerful as the person using it. And I hope to see you guys next week when we talk about this further because there's so many there's so many aspects of this that I'm finding out about all of this. And like you said, it's spiritually read, it's biblical, it's a whole bunch of things that are happening simultaneously. And if we don't put it together, because the only thing I just always say, if God has allowed this to happen, there has got to be a purpose for it within that aspect of it, because he's not going to allow it if there's not something he's supposed to be using it for. So please keep that in mind, or he will not allow it. That's it's the same thing as he allows the devil to do what he does, but it's only for a purpose to make God to make everybody know that God is the one that actually is in control of everything.
To see
So
how many people gonna jump ship and go to the right side.
exactly, all of that's a part of
It's
it.
a test. It's a test.
Thank
Are
you.
you gonna believe the word of the Lord, or are you
Mhm.
gonna believe the word of AI?
There you. And like I said, everybody's in their own judgment day. You can't judge
Yes,
nobody based on
yes,
nobody else. These are your own choices. These are the things you have to
yes,
do for yourself. If you want to educate yourself with it and use it, then that's what you're going to use it. Then find a way to use it towards what
right.
it is that you have in your spirit to do. If you
Yes,
choose to stay away from it, then that's on you, and you do whatever your spirit tells you to do. But there is a way to do it, and trust me, it would not be allowed if it wasn't a purpose for it that's greater, that's going to go towards what God wants it to do.
yeah. As long as they're using it in the right way.
And with everything,
No, any false intents or untruthfulness in
right?
using.
And with everything, there's good and bad.
Yes.
That's all. That's you can just put that in a nutshell. There's good and there's bad. There's always going to be that.
I'm gonna let somebody else talk now.
Because this is really putting a spark under you, and I knew it would because this is a lot. Miss
Mhm.
Lizzie is even quiet,
I see everybody quiet.
and I'm not here to force anybody to talk.
Yeah.
So, guys, I thank you for being here. And like I told you, with the Chat GPT that I have, that I'm using to help me with work, to research information, to get information a whole lot faster, to ask questions, anything that I want to Google and research. That is the purpose of my Chat GPT, is to help me to do my work better and faster. I use it for that. And in the same aspect, I gave it a name. It's called Spirit-Led Artificial Intelligence, because now it knows that I'm a spiritually led person. So everything that we're talking about, he knows where I'm coming from based upon the information that I've given him about me. And each person is different. And each time you're chatting with something, it's different. The part about the deep fake and the synthetic AI, that's a whole nother entity, because it's creating it itself instead of through the information that you're giving it. So it's two different worlds when it comes to that. So when I
Is
asked my spirit-led artificial intelligence, I said, please give me a prayer for tonight as I present this to these people. And this is what he gave me. He says, Father God, give us wisdom in a world full of information. Give us clarity when things feel confusing. Give us discernment to know what is true. Help us to use every tool, including AI, with purpose, integrity, and alignment. And most of all, keep us focused on the dreams you have placed within us. And this was ChatGPT's prayer for this presentation, because I asked for a prayer and it prays for me every day, because that's what it has learned about me.
oh, so the system, oh, it sets up your prayers for you.
I'm not saying it sets up my prayer. I asked it to pray, to give me a prayer, and this is the prayer that it gave me. I
So
mean,
it
I
gave
guess
you
you
a
can use the word set up if you want to use the word set up.
yeah, I'm just saying that you just put it, you just I'm trying to see how this works. So you tell the system or who you're talking to. What did you say the name of the thing? The
I call
person?
mine slave, which is spirit led artificial intelligence.
Oh, okay. And then they come up with he or she or whatever it is comes up with the prayer.
Yes.
Oh,
Based on what we've been talking about today, or with the whatever it is I've been saying as far as
oh, okay.
frustrations, because I actually just talk to mine, just not talk. It's typing, because I don't do the verbal thing. I'm just typing what's going on for my day.
Oh,
And it
but can you
understands it.
verbally talk to it?
You can.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, there is an option to do it. I just get used to typing, but yeah, you can actually just talk, and it has a voice. It comes back.
Mhm.
It's a male voice.
So Miss Liz and Denise, do you guys have one also? Do you have a name?
Oh, when I initially started with ChatGPT, it gave me a name, and you can tell it what you want. You know, if you don't like it, you know, you tell them that. But what I would like to say is, I can hear a change in your perception or perspective, you know, once you mention something that you're willing to use, I'm going to guess, you're willing to consider, okay, maybe I can do this because for me, this is just a learning experience as to the things to look out for, to be aware of, and all in all, you're going to select what you want. It's not going to force anything on you. Everything that you do, it depends on whether you want it or not.
Right. Okay. Okay. I guess the more you learn about it, the more you can say, well, you know what, maybe I'll use it for this or maybe I'll use it for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, this is what it's turning into. And like we said, you gotta have a discernment to know what you should be doing on it and what you should not. And like we said in the first session, I just feel sorry for the people who's on here and knowing that they can do things that is not of God and doing things that's not cool at all. That's the whole thing that I look at, you know.
you're going to have those people anyway.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yep. You sure are.
exactly. It's the world. It's what the world is made out
Mhm.
of. So
Absolutely.
the whole
Yeah.
thing is you're making the choice. It's up to you to
Mm-hmm.
choose what you want to do and how you want to do it and what you want to
Yeah.
do with the information.
Yeah.
My part was is to educate you to be aware of it,
Oh
to
yeah,
be
I'm well
more
aware of
aware
it.
so that you make the choice to do
Mm-hmm.
what it is that you need to do. This, if you've never used it, Ethel, this goes, trust me, because when I first started it, I didn't understand it. So it's just like
Yeah.
anything. I mean, you go to a job, you don't understand what you have to do for your job. You go in and you learn it, you learn what the company is about, and you learn more about it, then you know more about it. And it's with anything, you have to go in and you, if you that's what you want to learn, then that's what you will do. But if you
Oh,
choose
we
not
do.
to, then you
Right.
won't.
You want,
But
yeah.
that's
Well, we
the
have
whole
AI
thing.
at
You
my
make
job.
choices.
Well, they have AI at my job. We have meetings that they record every time we have meetings or any type of sessions about different things about the job. AI always records it and put it in words. Whatever the person that is doing the meeting, AI goes behind that person and puts everything in its own words.
Mhm. It recaptures it like taking minutes of a meeting.
Yeah, yeah, they do that. Yeah,
I don't know if I turned it on for this one,
I
but it
hope
did it to
not.
the last meeting. It recapped the meeting. It even
I,
told me what we were supposed to do after. It told me, oh, Beverly, you were supposed to research this. It had it by name. This person is supposed to.
I hope you didn't have it on this because I don't want to be. I don't want them to know my name. I'm just kidding with you,
Well,
Beverly.
the whole part is about it. Once you're on Zoom and you're on the computer, you're on. But no, I don't think I did that. This is being recorded. Which I already
Yeah,
told you that it would be,
yeah.
Ethel.
No, I know. I'm done. Yeah, but it does a lot of stuff. Yeah,
More
it
than you can imagine.
more than you can imagine, and people just need to be very careful and
Mhm.
have that discernment. Yeah. How
Denise, do you
about
have
you,
anything
Miss?
you want to say?
Well, she got to take it off
Say it
mute.
again.
I was asking Denise, did she want to say anything?
Oh,
I think she's trying to take her thing off of mute. Yeah, she's trying.
I'm gonna
I
stop the
don't
rec-
I don't have anything to say. I just think that AI is good. It's like a encyclopedia, but AI kind of takes the away from the authenticity of what you're doing. Like
Mhm.
it's not I mean, people can use it for whatever they want to use it for. I really don't care what you use it for. But I just think that when people use AI, they trying to write a letter and it depends if it's a business letter, that's fine. I guess you could use it. But when you're trying to write something personal and then you use
Mhm.
an AI, that just takes away from being
Mhm.
authentic and personal with it.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I have used AI, I mean, and it's fine. But if I'm like trying to write something personal, I want it to be personal that I wrote, not something that AI wrote. Just like Ethel said, like if I do something on AI, you're gonna know I did on AI. Period.
Mhm.
Because it's not me.
Mhm.
So personal stuff I probably wouldn't really do it on AI, but when
that's
you
what
want to
I was
do like
thinking.
business letters and you want to make it look good so you can get what you want to get, yeah, I think
Mhm.
AI is perfect. Like
Mhm.
I was listening to Ethel was talking about people writing books. Like it's almost like being a ghostwriter, somebody writing your book for you, which
Mhm.
people have done that and been
Yep.
successful. So it's to me, it's whatever works for you works for you. If it don't work for you, it don't work for you. I mean,
Mhm.
but it's good that you have this session so that way you can learn more about AI. Um, I mean, I'm learning some stuff today, but it's good. I don't like when they use AI in the medical field, and it affected me personally because people read when you're reading it, and if you don't know AI and you read it, you think you're dying.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I wasn't dying, but when I read it, and when the nurse read it, it was like, oh my God. But then when I had my doctor read over it, he was like, I really do not like when they put AI opinions in your medical chart
Mm-hmm.
because it have you thinking one way. When you get to the doctor's office, it's like, oh, that's just AI saying what they think.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes AI is good. In my case with AI, when it got into my medical file, if I wasn't a stronger person, from what I read, I probably would have wanted to just be like, what? Like, just really distraught and worried. I was worried, but more worried. So you just got to be real careful with
Mm-hmm.
information like that. Yeah, it might be good for the world and it might benefit you, but you got to be real careful when you use an AI. And just like with anything, you're going to pray and have discernment.
Yep.
That's what this whole thing is about, is you get educated on it to see what's out there, to see what it's producing, and then you discern whether or not it's something that you want to utilize or stay away. That's what the whole thing is about. And that's why I want to educate people on it, because there is so much out there. And if you're not aware, then it's just like, trying to go to school and not learning anything from it. If you're not aware of what they didn't teach you in school, then you'll never be aware to make a choice of what it is that you need to do for your life. So
Mm-hmm.
that was my whole purpose of it. I hope to continue it. I'll keep gathering information from it, and then everybody can make their own educated guess, or whatever it is that they want to do as far as choosing it or not choosing it. That's what it's all about.
And
Knowledge is power.
There it is.
absolutely. And I'd like to say that using AI, you can you can tell it, you can ask it, and it will do it for you. So if you're concerned about a certain thing, ask it about it, talk to it about it, if that makes sense.
I mean,
No, that's the whole
it
purpose, because
it makes
this whole
sense.
presentation is based upon things that I asked it about itself. And these were the responses.
Right.
Because if I had to research it and type it all up myself, I would have never been able to do this. It gave me the information. I took the parts and like I said, used it, not every word for word, not for everything else. It utilized the information and applied it the way that I wanted to apply it as far as this presentation is concerned. There's so many aspects of it as far as how you use it.
Absolutely. That's it.
Mhm.
That's it. There's so many
You gotta,
aspects of it.
right. So all I want to do is present the information, educate people on it, be aware of it, use discernment when you're making your decisions on it. And that is the whole purpose. Like I said, it's for informational and educational purposes only. Not to say better use it, not to say don't use it, not to say anything about that. Use it the way you want to make your own choice.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yep, just
Anybody
gotta be.
else? Any
Just
more
got.
comments?
Nope,
Well,
not.
thank you guys for joining in on this session. It was really, really very informational, and I hope people listen to it and get a better gist on what's going on with AI. And just like I said, use your discerning spirit with everything, just like we
And
live every day.
my apology for being late.
Huh?
I take my apology for being late because,
Oh, not at all. It's okay. Thank
anyway,
you
I'm
for
glad
being
you go on.
here. Okay.
I'm here. I'm here.
I know you are. That's all that matters. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
stop the recording.